Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. I know that this is an unexpected broadcast, live, whatever. But I've been out for about 2 to 3 months. And I realize that, wow, it's been a while and I need to get back to my regular reporting. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do more broadcasts and, utilize this channel because it is important that I continue broadcasting the trafficking news. It probably won't be as outstretched as it was before. I did about an hour a night, and that was really taxing. So I will be coming back and doing these broadcasts. As you guys probably have seen, there has been a change to this channel. I renamed it Counter Trafficking Alliance. As you guys will probably know that there's going to be a lot of active effort in my nonprofit. So hopefully we're going to get this up and running to also support my nonprofit as well as the trafficking news. All right. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Where do I start? Let's do this right here. I forgot how to do this, y'all. All right. I think it's here. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to run through a few of these headlines here. Man, it's been a while. I forgot how to do all this. Okay, so let's start out in Florida. I'm just going to jump right in, okay? So in Florida, there was a man arrested for human T-wording. That's our new word for it. Human T-wording and sexual battery in Ocala. So the Ocala Police Department, sorry, I didn't mean to smile about that. I just realized that was really morbid about me smiling about that. It was just like, I got to censor my wording here in order for me to stay, if you guys know what I mean. So the Ocala Police Department arrested a man yesterday, August 2nd, for human T-wording. This is coming from CBS 4. OPD says that Officer Zano initially responded to a report of an assault at Equus Inn at 3434 SW College Road. When he arrived, the police department says 41-year-old Alvin Harris was yelling at and chasing a female victim through the hotel parking lot towards SR 200. Officer Zano said that the victim appeared to be in fear. OPD says that the witness reported hearing the victim yelling for help, saying Harris was hitting her. During the investigation, the police department said that the victim stated that she had been trapped for many years. Years! This had been going on for years. Imagine years that this victim has been under wraps. Man. OPD says both Harris and the victim reside in another state, but have been traveling to other states. I believe he's from Dallas, is what I saw in another article. The victim reported she met Harris 6 to 7 years ago and acted like he wanted to help her. The police department says, but he started to isolate her from her family, take her government-issued ID, and financially, and the SEX word, exploited her. OPD says the victim stated that they started to move around. Harris would give her substance-laced beverages and forced her to have, what with him. The victim reported during some of the times that Harris gave her those type of drinks, and he would force her to perform, on camera. The victim added that Harris created multiple escort sites through apps and emails. When Harris became agitated, the victim reported that he would strangle her and point at the point of passing out. And one of the SEX types of scenes and physical abuse encounters happened while they were at the Equus Hotel in Ocala. The police department said, OPD says Harris started requiring 1,000 a day. That was her quota. Imagine, that's her quota. Harris did not want the victim to keep any of the money, the police department says, but insisted that that he let her have a cash app, and says she was forbidden to withdraw any money from. That's very wild. Next story is coming from AL.com. It's a very Alabama.com. Okay. A man found at a Homewood motel with missing Teen girl gets 25 years in prison for human T-wording, child's P-word production. A Birmingham man has been sentenced to 25 years in federal prison after he was found last year at Homewood Motel with a 14-year-old girl. 14-year-old, she'd been missing. Jeremy Lynn Alexander, who's 36 years old, issued his guilty plea in March to one count of ST wording a SEX T wording a minor and one count of production of child P word. Guys, just so you know, the reason why I have to censor my words is because I stream against multiple platforms who have these community guidelines that, of course, you guys know are very harsh on me. So if you guys are wondering why I'm censoring myself so much, I learned that this is the best thing to do. So just FYI. In addition to the 300-month prison sentence, U.S. District Judge Karen Bowdry ordered Alexander a lifetime of supervised release once his incarceration is complete, according to a joint statement released Thursday by Northern District of Alabama U.S. Attorney Prim Escolana and FBI Special Agent in charge Johnny Sharp. According to Alexander's federal plea agreement, FBI Birmingham's Child Exploitation and Human Trafficking Task Force in July 16, 2021, I just realized I said the word I wasn't supposed to, received a priority lead regarding a 14-year-old female reported missing out of Madison, Wisconsin. Allegedly, they got tipped off to this. Task force responded to a number posted in the advertisement. Oh, I'm sorry. They actually went through the advertisement. The minor victim replied and provided the address to meet. And that is how the task force moved in. All right, the next one. This is a woman. And of course, all of these exploiters, they look like everybody, right? They look like women. They're blah, blah, blah. These are everybody from all walks of life, all political views. These exploiters, they are everybody in every walk of life. Nashville, Tennessee, a 24-year-old woman has been charged with T-wording for a commercial SEX act after advertisements were posted of two juveniles, according to Metro Police affidavit. Police said that the suspect, Manasana Ash, rented 2 motel rooms, but the document did not disclose where the room was rented, which part of Davidson County. Metropolitan Police reported a juvenile as one of the rooms, along with her other adult. Another juvenile and adult were in the other room, according to police. Police said that Ash stated she rented a room and receipt showed that she paid cash. Investigators believe Ash had posted an ad with a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old who was located in her room. Also had ads on the internet for, you know what, according to police. Metro Police reportedly secured the underage victims and took Ash to jail. Ash was booked in the Metro Jail July 22nd and charged with T-wording for a commercial SEX act, promoting that stuff, and money laundering. Her total bond was set to $82,000. That means that she could get out at 10%, $8,200. It's a pretty low bail. And then coming from Fort Worth, a Texas woman. So this has to do with the border and the influx coming over the border. A Texas woman is charged with holding 17 IAs. You guys know what IAs are, right? Oh, I love that, Belinda. I like Belinda's comment here. Favor. I love that comment so much. I wish I could copy paste it. Texas woman. So she was holding 17 IAs in her home, and she was forcing them, indebting them to pay $12,000 in order to let them free. I'm telling you, these people who argue for all of this to be open borders and everybody belongs here, blah 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 blah. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea that people actually get exploited to this detriment, and that people's lives actually become in danger. People have no idea what they're arguing for when they say they want open borders. A Texas woman who federal authorities say held 17 IAs hostage in her home has been charged with the case, announced the U.S. Attorney for Northern District of Texas, Chad E. Meacham, on Thursday. The 30-year-old Friona woman is accused of holding people hostage, threatening to deprive them of food and water necessities, refusing to allow them to leave until they paid $11,000 to $12,000 or worked off the debt. This is always the scheme. It's always the scheme. It's the same thing. Same exact thing. It's always work off your debt, pay it off, well, a lot, and they never know, like the IAs never know when their debt's paid off. You know, federal authorities identified the woman as Manuela Magdalena Jimon Castro, who was charged with via criminal complaint while alien harboring. She made her initial appearance Thursday before Magistrate Judge Leanne Reno. Telling you. And then the next story coming from 5 WCSC, two former Goose Creek officers arrested in child sex exploitation investigation. This is in South Carolina, FYI. Two former Goose Creek police officers, okay? Police officers that are doing this. Two former Goose Creek police officers were arrested after one was accused of inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old high school student, as the state law enforcement division said. Conrad Sands Staten, 40 years old, of Somerville, is charged with third-degree sex exploitation of a minor and misconduct in office. SLED spokesperson Renee Wunderlich said. Shelley Love Olick, 52, of St. Stephen, is charged with misconduct in office, she said. Court documents state that Staten, who was employed as a school resource officer at Stratton High School between December 2021 and April 2022, possessed nasty content, naked content of the kid. An affidavit says that Staten held more than 15 images of the student engaging in sex activity or appearing in the state of sex explicit stuff in his personal cell phone. 17 years old. And get this, he had direct knowledge of the student's age and birth date through his work as an SRO. So they say that they engaged in PDA, a public display of affection. The affidavit alleges Olick had knowledge once again. So what is this? Investigators said that when questioned about the event, the SLED, Olick denied any inappropriate interactions between Staten and the student, but said that prior to the interview, 17-year-old student had initially reported directly to Olick being sex assaulted by Staten, which Olick reported to Goose Creek Police Chief L.J. Roscoe. Okay. And this one is really sick. Okay. I'm just going to brief you guys before we go into this next story. This one is really, really sick. Okay. Brief yourself for this type of detail. Okay. I know that this is very sensitive type of stuff. I'm going to try my best here to try to deliver this to you, but this is really sick. This couple in Missouri allegedly ran an enterprise of child stuff, the child content, the bad kind. A man and woman from Springfield, Missouri, recently appeared in federal court to admit their roles in child exploitation conspiracy that included possession of transit of the child content stuff, bad content. Prosecutors with the U.S. Attorney's Office with Western District of New Missouri said Kevin McMillan pleaded guilty on Monday, August 1st, to engaging to, exploitive stuff with the niños. Co-defendant Christine Rosateur pleaded guilty June 28th in the same charge. According to court documents, the conspiracy ran from January 1st, 2017 to November 6th, 2019. The federal investigation itself began May 2019 when the NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, notified local law enforcement that McMillan had uploaded files containing child's bad stuff. Yeah, like the bad content. Where was I? Through his Gmail account. At the time, the Springfield police was McMillan in the separate case. The Springfield police was McMillan in a separate case involving an 8-year-old and identified only as Jane Doe 2. Springfield police identified other Google accounts belonging to McMillan that contained the illicit material. On November 2019, police served a search warrant at McMillan's home. They made contact with a 15-year-old victim. later identified in court documents as Jane Doe 1. Police seized 5 laptops, 2 hard drives, an iPad, a cell phone, and 7 USB micro SD cards. Get this, okay? It's going to get darker. Investigators conducted a forensic analysis of the electronics and storage devices and discovered images of child bad stuff involving Jane Doe 1, Jane Doe 2, and a toddler identified as only Jane Doe 3. This is sick. There was more than 27,000 like the nasty the content that, yeah, I don't even know a code word for. 27,000 images and videos of persons whose age could not be determined, as well as child P word, PORN. Investigators also discovered 682 images and videos of bestiality and 111 videos and images of child, you know what? Yeah. His Dropbox also contained this. There were text messages in which he was exchanging these nasty pieces of content with people. Facebook, he did this. In another conversation, McMillan expressed a desire, this is dark, to substance abuse and sex abuse Jane Doe 1, who was 13 at the time. Rossiter told McMillan that she would be interested in helping him substance abuse and R-word children and adult women. Going back January 2017, the pair had exchanged child bad content. They also discussed having sex contact with children, about having their own children together. And I mean, I'm telling you, this couple is sick, bro. Listen to this last statement. They talked about having, you know what, with children, and about having their own together and then impregnating them. Under federal statutes, McMillan and Rossiter face a mandatory minimum of 20 years in federal prison to life imprisonment without the possibility life. Put them away. Get them off the streets. This is it's so much, guys. Anyway, like I said, guys, I'm going to keep these short. I know that there's a lot. If you guys want more content, go to my Instagram at The Daily Traffic, spelt just like my bug up here, my little logo bug, The Daily Traffic. And I'm going to post these stories more often. I'm going to, again, just to keep me from burning out, keep these short. So thank you all for joining me again. I really appreciate you all. I love you. Thank you for watching out for me. Thank you for supporting me, and thank you for your patience. Counter Trafficking Alliance is on the works of, I know it's been a long time coming. I only announced it last fall, but it took a lot of time to plan out and to research. You guys can support that at countertraffickingalliance.com. I so appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for all of your support. I'll catch you guys in the next cast. Bye-bye.